Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave. Don't need anybody getting in trouble around here. Come on back when you are 13. Or when YouTube decides that it's actually okay for family-friendly content to be seen by all. So yeah. You're still watching, aren't you? Turn it off. Turn it off now. Parents, where are you? Do your job.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Neca's Trick or Treat Ultimate Sam figure, and it comes in that amazing looking package. This thing's all like metallic-y, shiny, awesome looking packaging. And I gotta give a huge shout out to my boy Judd. He actually sent me back, picked up some of these Star Wars figures back on Forest Friday, and UPS totally destroyed them. You know, crushed the boxes heavily, bent both sabers. You know, I tried to bring them back to the way they were. And he felt bad about it, but it wasn't his fault. It was UPS. So I took pictures of everything, sent it to him, and said, hey, make UPS pay for this stuff. Because, I mean, they were crispy before he shipped them out. And so he was dealing with that. And he was like, in the meantime, all of a sudden I got PayPal back all my money. And I'm like, no, that isn't how it works. And I sent it back without question, because him and his wife were feeling bad that they got crushed. And I said, don't worry about it. Whatever. I recovered the lightsabers. They're fine. You know, I'm out of box collector anyway. And he insisted on making stuff right. And I didn't have an issue, but he insisted. And he just picked some random things off of my, what I was looking for list, and this being one of them. So he got it and sent it my direction. That right there, that's just straight up good guy, you know, and actually cares. Like, that's some stuff that's missing in the collecting community, is people actually giving a crap about other collectors and things like that, and really trying to help each other out and trying to be as honest as possible. There's a lot of dishonesty and a lot of BS through the collecting community, but Judd is definitely an amazing guy and a great collector and friend. And so he sent me this, and it comes in this great packaging. Just like all the NECA figures, they have the Velcro, which shows off the figure. It's so shiny it's hard to pick up, but you got the figure right there. But look at the goodies that this thing comes with. Look at all those goodies. That's insane. I can't wait to dive in there. I mean, multiple pumpkins, head sculpts, accessories. Like, this is truly an Ultimate Sam, and they made up for his size. He is a small figure. It's a more of a child-sized character. And they just filled this box up. There is no space that they wasted. Maybe a little bit here, but that doesn't matter. Like, NECA crammed this thing to the max when it comes to this figure, and it looks great. Here we have the back of the box with a little bit of read-up information. If you'd like to read that, go ahead and pause it. And turn on a brighter light, because this reflective box, you really couldn't see everything. And again, NECA doesn't mess around. They actually use their figures for all the photos on the packaging, which that's the best way to really advertise your product, showing, hey, this is how badass your figure is gonna look. I gotta show that insert. That insert looks so good. Even how it's all folded up, it makes it its own little diorama. So if you didn't put the plastic in there, you just had the figure stand there. That thing looks great. Great choice, NECA, for that insert. It looks fantastic. This figure comes with so many accessories, I don't really know where to start by showing them off. It's overwhelming, but in a good way, because I've never really had to deal with a figure just coming with so many accessories that they're all really cool. So I'm going to try to show them in, I don't know, I'll start with the my least impressed, but it's still impressive accessory, if that makes sense. But that first one being his candy sack. This thing is filthy. It is super filthy. You got like the blood stains, the dirt. This is a canvas sack, and it's casted in like a rubber, and it has a texture throughout. You guys can really see that. That is So nasty, and it's tiny up there, so you can actually grip hold of it, so it looks like he's just dragging his bag of candy or whatever else maybe in this bag. It's awesome. It looks really cool. Now, it can't be trick or treat without some pumpkins. So we get this really nice pumpkin. It is sculpted very, very well. Tons of texture on it. The paint and the wash just makes this pumpkin look awesome. And even inside, you really can't see how the light is, you know, how it's hitting and stuff. But even the inside has a little bit of wash. So they made this thing out of this orange plastic, added a wash, painted the top where the stem is, and that was it. It's perfect. It's awesome. This will go great with like your Halloween Michael Myers pumpkins. You can never have too many pumpkins, especially if you're into Halloween or just even need some, you know, articulated comic book art type of photos. This is awesome. Then the second pumpkin he comes with has little X's in the eyes and individual teeth. Like this straight up reminds me of the group Mushroom Head. You know, it looks like a mushroom head pumpkin, but it looks awesome. All that texture, sculpt work. We got a flame shooting out the top. It's a little bit of a wobbly, you know, if you can see that, it wobbles and stuff in there. But it's done very well. And again, you can't have too many pumpkins and everything. And you look at the translucent flame, you can put like LED behind it, make it glow. Oh, that's right, you don't have to with Neca because they actually included the LED built in. So this thing glows and it's super bright when I'm looking at it on the, there we go, with the LED is super bright. Camera's picking it up, but that's wicked. You got the battery compartment on the bottom, but I love their choice of the plastic, how the light works with it. And then all you do is just push right straight down onto the actual flame. Sam comes with a plethora of alternate heads, and this is just his alternate sack head, besides the one he's wearing. And it's such a great and simple design. Literally a canvas sack with button eyes and a sewn up mouth. But this one's really cool for the fact that not only does it have a bunch of sculpt work, texture, washes and stuff, you can sort of see inside a jaw. And the lighting sort of is sucking here, so you can sort of see his mouth and a little bit of... There's teeth and mouth. They basically sculpted a whole face into this thing. Let's see if I can... Yeah, you can see the mouth there. A little bit of teeth in the corner. But it's just my lighting, how I can't really get into that mask like that. But that is awesome, and look at the detail in this thing. The texture work, the sculpt work, top notch. See, and you can see that the orange head's in there. A little bit of blood on his collar. Here we have Sam without his sack on, and he just looks like a creepy skull alien. He's got little X pupils, sort of like resembling the pumpkins that we saw with the flame coming out top, but also like buttons. And this thing is wicked. And yeah, he's like a pumpkin head. Sculpted and washed a very similar way, but the detail is insane. And look at this. It's a very tight joint, but he can open his mouth up. Look at the detail. Look at that. That is beauty right there. All those teethers, the textures, and the paints inside the mouth. I'm okay with that. That's awesome. I just wish the other sack head, that his jaw moved like that. I wish he could open it up inside. But, yeah, that's asking probably a lot. But this is a wicked looking head. Here we have another unmasked head. This time he's got a boo-boo. He's got some of his filling coming out of his head. It is nasty. He got some pumpkin seeds actually sculpted onto his pumpkin guts, which that's like extra detail. Like that little, he just got a little pumpkin seed. That's super awesome. Looks like we got some stuff on his mouth and stuff. And almost like a stitching above his brow. Basically, Sam got got his butt whooped. Very awesome. But that's not all with this one, because just like the other one, his mouth opens up. All that beautiful detail and paint that some people just looking in the package might be like, oh, that's okay. It's the extra detail and love they put into their figures, and that's what's great. You can barely even tell there's even a hinge there. That's why I was trying with the other bag one off camera for a while, seeing if I could get the jaw to, you know, move or open up, but it wouldn't. So that was sad. Here is Sam's alternate hand. It is a gripping hand for a specific item in his accessories. And look at that, like shiny, wet, gooey, candy, slimed hand with the texture of the canvas for the gloves. Here we have another hand, sculpted and textured, very similar to the other one. It's an open hand, nice detail. But this is actually a ripped off his arm hand with his pumpkin guts. Again, another pumpkin seed, just adding to that detail, which is great. It's as simple as a little speck that resembles a pumpkin seed to really tie the sculpt and detail together. This looks awesome. So you can just have a damaged, beat up Sam laying on the ground with his hand ripped off. Now that one gripping hand is designed for this. This is a chocolate bar, and it has a razor coming out the front. Some of the nightmares that parents have about their kids going trick-or-treating. Right here is actually a candy bar with a razor blade. It's not bad. It's sculpted for sure. It's just so small that it feels like it gets muddied a little bit, and some of the detail disappears. And the candy, like the chocolate, looks a little bit more chocolatey. Camera's not really picking it up, but it's not bad. It's a little razor candy bar. It's super small. Now I saved my favorite to last, which a lot of those accessories I really, really like, but the little small accessories, this is his iconic sucker. Pumpkin sucker with the bite taken out of it. I wish we got one that wasn't bit, but it's awesome. You got like the little stripy stick. It's translucent. I mean, it looks like a little sucker, and it's awesome. I like it so much. Such a, like, it's tiny. It is tiny. Look at where it is in my thumbs and finger. Like, this thing is super tiny, and all the detail. Neca nails it when it comes to detail. There's no denying it. Their horror figures are insane. And my hat is off to them because they keep getting me to get more and more. I'm just going to have a whole detail shelf full of NECA horror figures, which is going to be pretty cool. But this is just, it's fantastic. Here we get a close-up of Sam out of the box. And yeah, I love this head sculpt. This thing is made of nightmares. Like, if you saw a little kid in your house wearing this thing, it's nuts. Don't know what's going on up there. It's not dirtied or textured. Might have rubbed against something. I'm not too sure. But still looks awesome. It's got the rope sculpted, the blood on the collar. This does move, showing his patches. And he's orange, and they dirtied up the orange. I wish it was a little bit more muddied up a little bit, but they didn't do a bad job. Not at all. It's textured throughout as well. And he's got his little butt flap. That would have been a cool little Easter egg if you could just open the flaps and you just had a little pumpkin butt. Don't know what I would use that for, but I think that would be hilarious. But yeah, they just dirtied this boy up like he's just been rolling around, crawling through dirt just to get some candy. Look at his little feet. I'm gonna bend these down a little bit. Look at that. The feet look crazy. But he's just all orange. Orange plastic. And paint and stuff. It's a great looking figure. So now we dive into some articulation. His head can rotate. Pretty much could probably go all the way around, but I'm not going to try to force it because the rubber is catching on his shoulders. But very good range of motion. A little bit of tilting attitude, but you really can't tell because he's wearing a giant sack for a head. You know, a sack over his head. But he can look down that far, can look up that far. So, I mean, as much as you would expect out of this big bulbous head. His arm can go up all the way. He's actually got a pivot at the elbow, but he has a double jointed like elbow going on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a point there and a point there that gives him that double jointed elbow, but it also pivots at the elbow as well. So that's awesome. Good ways of hiding the pins and things like that. His hands rotate and they do bend. Ooh. Not a fan of when figures do that. So they paint the actual hinge, but when you actually use the hinge, either that wasn't painted or it scratches off. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't have a perfect figure when it comes to when you're dealing with joints and paint. That's just inevitable. So very good articulation when it comes to his arms. As for his body, this is a giant like rubber onesie. I don't feel any bend in there. Nothing I can really... Can't tell if there's an ab crunch or a diaphragm joint or anything in there. So that's a little tough one. As for his legs, this dude can do the straight up Van Damme Sam. That's pretty cool. So if he can do the Van Damme, can he do... Oh, he could do a mini Spartan kick. That's best as he can do. I don't like seeing that big chunk of plastic there. Why didn't they continue the onesie to connect all the way through? That's odd. And then his back kick is not too bad either. So you can get him in a nice little running trick-or-treating poses, I should say. Single jointed knee, goes back that far. Ankle bend. And then we get that awesome pivot. So very cool stuff. Trying to bend his knee. There we go. Bend his stuff back. So plenty of articulation on such a little guy. That is not bad at all. Let's see about popping his head off. He does have an actual bald there, so that's not bad. Let's go with this head. And see, that's another thing. They painted his neck. Instead of keeping it orange or brown, let's get it to focus, they actually painted it the color of his actual like pumpkin-y skin. So then when you put his fleshy head or pumpkin head on, it goes with it. And you can actually see he gets tons of articulation. So not only does he get, like, he has a joint up here and a joint down in the body. So you get tons of articulation and attitude with these other heads. And especially with the mouth opening. Come on. That is sick. If you guys are horror fans or you just want something creepy, this is it. This is definitely it. Get him over here, you know, hitting stuff with my hand as I'm trying to do this. You just have him chewing on his sucker and everything. I can't get enough of this figure. This figure is a must-have if you're a horror fan or if you're a Neca fan. This figure is awesome. He's able to hold his little lollipop with balancing like a pumpkin in one hand. Now, one thing I do have to correct on one of my earlier statements in the video, I mentioned the extra hand that he came with was for holding the candy bar. I was completely wrong. It's actually made to hold his sucker. And that figure looks so good. It's too good. Too good of a figure. It's awesome. He's just a little bite size of fun, like just to show like a size comparison. You know, I'm gonna bust out tall, lanky Pizza Spidey as he's just a reach. You know, look at that. Look how tiny he is. Super tiny. Even let's do my Punisher, Mezco Punisher. He's about the size of a little kid that'd be trick or treating. It is awesome. I got to give another huge shout out to my boy Judd. This figure is awesome. I'm happy to have it part of my collection. And I'm glad that it came up on my radar of a must-have figure because, one, the movie's great. I love the movie. And, again, Neca kills it with the horror figure. So I'm glad that Neca actually made a figure for Sam. And it's awesome. I'm just overwhelmed with how much cool stuff he comes with and how he can just be displayed and posed up and put on dios, and I don't know, it's awesome. And I love when Neca goes all out with their ultimate figures. I haven't been disappointed as of yet that I can recall, and they're gonna look great on a shelf. I mean, if somebody goes into your place and you have all the Neca horror figures on a shelf, everybody's gonna be like, man, those look amazing, and probably be like, wow, that's sort of creepy. But hey, it's okay, because they're horror films and they're amazing. I just wish that we got more amazing horror films, because a lot of them lately have just been trash. But that sums up my unboxing and review of Neca's Trick or Treat Ultimate Sam figure. If you guys like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you know when I post up a new video. Make sure you check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. You got a promo code down there in the description for you guys for free shipping off the website. So if you see something you like, you just get the free shipping delivered straight to your doorstep. And make sure you check out the Facebook groups. You got a Toyco community, interact with fellow customers, collectors, all that good stuff. And then you have the pre-order group, which is my favorite because the prices are amazing. So I love the pre-order group, because everything I'm getting, like my SH figure arts or my Storm collectibles, things like that, their pricing is amazing and has been beating the competition when it comes to the prices. So definitely check out that pre-order group and tell them Unboxing Art sent you as well. And make sure you guys check out Plastic Cannibals. If you're looking for that nice tight-knit community of fellow collectors that look out for one another, Plastic Cannibals is it. Doesn't matter if you're collecting Hot Wheels, Funko Pops, whatever you like to collect. If it's toy related, come on in and share it with us, and let's have some conversations about it. So I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.